This time on First Impressions, Neil Woolnock.
Look, yeah, I know, mate. It wasn't off site. You. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, well played. Well played. You. Oh, well, just got to clap the fans. Ladies, gentlemen, and all other gender-specific pronouns. This is Two in the Bush. I am Shaun Howe, and I'm joined as ever in the bush by Timothy Broad.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard, everyone.
Welcome aboard. Sorry, I really got distracted because the globe just did something. My lava lamp just did something cool.
But lava lamps do tend to do that.
I fixed my lava lamp in that's all I have to say.
I fixed my lava lamp. End.
I literally just realised how boring it would be, so I decided to end it there.
Fair enough.
Hello, everyone.
Now, but actually, quickly, before we get into regularly scheduled programming,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this before I forget, because I kind of forgot in the last thing we recorded until about halfway through, is that here at Two in the Bush, we want to hear from you.
We do.
Because recently, we, as a very nice surprise, we tended to get, Tim's just moving something near the computer there, we got a bit of a upturn of listenerships. Mainly through what SoundCloud labels as RSS feed, which I think is iTunes, but I don't know.
There's no way of actually looking.
There's no way of telling.
Which is really bizarre.
So-
Why would you not want to know the amount of views you've got?
Well, I don't. It's not. It's just that iTunes don't want you to know.
Yeah,
and I don't
why?
know. I don't know why.
I think there is a way of finding out.
It probably actually. I think there might be, but
Have a look online.
But either way, whether they are legit or not, we want to hear from you, and we want to. So if you have listened, or if you're currently listening, or if you have listened, then please do get in contact with us. You can email us at twointhebushpodcast@gmail.com, or you can get us on Twitter at twoinbushpod, because we want to hear from you. We want to hear which episodes you've listened to, what you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, what you think we can improve, whether you want the episodes to be longer or shorter, anything. Any sort of feedback, even if you just don't like the look of my face, which is understandable. And also, good work for going on the YouTubes, because that's only hasn't appeared very much. I didn't think about that before I said it. So
One thing I do want to say is your opinion really will, especially now of all times, will matter.
Yes.
There's only, our numbers are up, but we're only maybe in like the 100. We've broken the 100 mark. Is that right?
it was 100 in the last week. It was mainly kind of going for like 50 each time. So I think it's around about 50-ish.
Okay, so like 50 to 100. So your opinion really does matter.
Because
so say how
we
you
want
feel.
to streamline the podcast as much as we can for the listener's ear. Because we obviously enjoy it, and we've done this podcast mainly for our own enjoyment. But if we can make it a better podcast and entertain people in such a way, we want to be able to do it. So I can't stress enough, please do get in contact with us. It's not us being needy, promise. Scout's honour, etc.
No, we just want...
I mean, I'm not a scout, but you know. It's...
The reason why we're plugging it now, normally do it at the end, we generally don't know like how long people listen to, and so far it seems like people don't make it to the end.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We haven't had any correspondence so far, so we want basically, it's almost just confirmation that there are people that are listening.
Sure.
But again, we're
And
also getting feedback from that.
Tell us how far you get through it.
We don't want to try and seem like the sort of that sort of person on the street and says, "Oh, excuse me, do you mind just let me talk to you for 5 minutes about joining the RAC or something like that?" Don't know why I went for that specifically. It's normally like a charity type thing, but well, not even charity, just kind of you know what I mean.
Yeah. Especially in our local.
We don't want to be too pushy.
No.
But we do just want to see if we can get that information in and work around it, basically. So, yeah.
Pretty much it.
Get in contact with us. I think I just said contact us.
Can contact
Get in
us.
contact us.
Maybe say it one more time.
I'll say it one more time. Email us at twointhebushpodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter at twoinbushpod. It'd mean a lot to us.
Thanks very much.
On with the scheduled programming, and specifically with wordplay.
Wordplay of the week.
So, this week, Tim, your prize, if you can guess what it is,
Yes.
is I feel like I may have done this one before, but I don't know, but I'm going to go for it. A mouthwash to be injected into your veins to clean your blood.
I can only think of Listerine.
Listerine is the right path to go down.
Sorry, could you repeat it, please?
A mouthwash to be injected into your veins to clean your blood.
Listerine histamine. Listamine.
That's a
Listamine.
Listamine.
I've heard of a history.
Listamine sounds like a top 10 YouTube channel.
Histamine.
No, listamine.
What's a histamine though?
Histamine is
it's just called
allergens, isn't it? Hence antihistamine. So it's not histamine.
Fuck!
I love the way that you went. I hadn't seen that coming, but I love the proactiveness.
Listerine.
You know what?
You don't give it to me, but what's the answer?
The answer is Listerenal.
Listerenal. What was it not?
Because it's renal.
It's just called a renal. So
it's renal
unit. Listerenal.
Yes.
And
this is one of the things that I learned from my dad, having to go on dialysis 3 times a week. Actually, while I'm there, I may as well segue into a decent story that my dad managed to lose his purse the other day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
He dropped it in the dialysis unit car park.
Does he know that for sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, well he lost it. I think he did it on Friday, and he didn't notice that he'd done that until about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, where he was. I think I'd just come in. I was just kind of about to cook something for him, and he said, "Oh well, I don't know if you've got enough money in my purse to get the get takeaway. So can you just go and get it for us?" I thought, okay. Went up to where it normally is. It wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
And then basically after having looked through the entire house,
yeah,
we must have lost it. Actually, no, it wasn't Friday.
Oh,
it wasn't Friday.
When was it?
It may have been Saturday.
The story still applies.
It wouldn't have been 6 o'clock, but it would have been probably slightly earlier in the day, but it was still... So that says a lot, so you hadn't noticed. And that's obviously not the best situation to find yourself in.
I've fortunately never lost my wallet or purse or whatever. I've lost my old keys, and I was really sad because I had some good...
I've lost a wallet before, but it was before I had anything that would be valuable in it.
So was it just like...
It was just maybe a bit of money.
Bit of cash and receipts.
That was it. No credit cards.
Oh no, what about your library cards? Shock horror.
Oddly enough, I do now have a library card.
You've got a library card now?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because I needed to print off my boarding pass when I was going to Milan and my ticket. And they said, hey, can I go and print something off? You're going to need a library card for that. So I just thought, sod it.
Sod
it's
it.
free.
Was it the library in town, right?
No, it's one that's very local to me. It's basically just around the corner. Hollington Library.
Fair enough.
Google it. Don't stalk me, please. Now, and it's obviously quite a bad situation. And I remember specifically when we realised that he'd lost it, I thought... basically, I knew that it was going to be one thing that he would say, because I know my dad very well.
Yeah.
And I thought, at some point, he's going to come up to me and he's going to say, I don't mind that I've lost whatever much money was in there on my card. Mm-hmm. I just put those pictures of you in there.
Oh, emotions.
Verbatim, he said that to me later on in the day.
Damn, that's really sweet.
I specifically... Actually, no, I think it might have been next day, but it was...
Why do people keep pictures of their loved ones in wallets?
Well, I think it's just... I don't really know.
Why is that a thing?
Well, I don't think either of us do it. Maybe we just don't have loved ones.
The only thing I have... I've got my... what have I got in there? What have I got in my wallet? I think... No, I haven't got any pictures.
I'm going to get my wallet out to show what's in my wallet.
I know that I've got...
I've got my two £5 notes.
I've got my rail card. That's got a picture of myself in it.
Oh, yeah. I've got a very knackered, and something that I haven't really used, is a local music shop reward card.
Oh, B&T Music.
B&T Music.
I've got exactly one stamp on it.
I also have exactly one stamp on it. You need to get 10 to get something. I can't even remember what it is that
Probably
you get.
Nothing worth.
I have a Virgin Media top-up card, which I never use anyway, because I just get a token.
Fair enough.
I have my credit card. I have my Hastings United season ticket. I have an Oyster card.
Yeah, I've got my Oyster card as well.
European health insurance card. Doesn't need to be in my wallet, but it's a card.
Are we going to still be part of that when we leave the European Union?
That's a question that...
For another time.
Another time. But most people don't keep this in their wallet, but it is a card.
It is a card.
I think previously I just kept it with my passport.
It's a good
but
idea.
I just thought, well, it's a card. This is a thing for cards, and back then I didn't have as many cards as I do now. And
last but
not least, my library card. And the little number that gets with it, I've kept behind it.
They've upgraded the library. Your library card's better than mine. Mine's crap.
The library card comparisons.
Although, I think mine's expired. Probably.
But the thing is, with this story, it's obviously quite bad. However, Tuesday, I think it would have been.
Yep.
Actually, no, it wasn't Tuesday. It was Wednesday morning. I think. Yeah, this was yesterday on time of recording, I think. Dates get a bit hazy sometimes, but Dad's getting he's up early because he has to head to dialysis, and then we get a call on the landline. Says, hello. Oh, hello. This is Bexhill Police.
Yeah.
We've had your purse been handed in.
Brilliant.
So it ends up
Took
getting down there. Yeah, but to be, I mean, I might still be getting the dates wrong. I don't know, but it's good that it turned up.
Yeah,
and obviously because you can get new cards and money.
Oh, do they take things out of it?
No, nothing had taken out of it because it was somebody who was just passing through the
car park,
car park and seen it, picked it up, and handed it in.
Brilliant.
In fact, they actually just left their name and we actually called them to say thank you.
Oh.
Because what I was going to say is that you can get new cards and new banknotes, but you can't get new pictures of me when I was 5.
Unless a friend Kieran somehow has them on Facebook.
That's a fair point. They may
how,
well be up there.
How
somewhere.
did he get all of them? He's probably some of them.
Well, that one. There's a picture of me holding an oven glove from when I was about 8. That was the picture that my dad first set as my profile picture when he first made a Facebook account for me. So that says a lot.
For years, just my first Facebook picture was just a picture of a car.
Was it Toyota Minolta?
It was a Toyota Minolta, or
That's a car that you have an affinity with.
It was the best car in Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah.
Or it was a Aston Martin DBR9, which for many years was my favourite car until roughly I turned about 18 and I stopped giving a shit. Top Gear had ended by that point. And I was just like, it just doesn't matter anymore. I mean, no, Top Gear is still going, but it ended in my life.
Gran Turismo's still there.
Yeah, but
I need to catch up with a couple of those episodes because I kind of fell behind when I went to Milan because obviously I'm in Italy. I can't really watch it from my sofa at that point. So,
did they talk about Mr. Slowly?
They didn't.
Is that what they call him there? Right?
Well, yeah.
Is he Italy?
Mr. Slowly. I should have brought that up, but I mean, there may be something like that in Monza somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
Oh well.
But now, do you want to go for a band name?
Do you know what? I would.
So this week's band. It's called Formaldahyde and Seek.
Formaldehyde
and Seek.
What's formaldehyde?
Formaldehyde is a chemical
chemical
that you use to treat dead bodies with or preserve them. I think it's got something to do with corpses. I think.
Well, I think that's just our thing there.
Let's Google it.
Formaldehyde and Seek. Well, it just sounds like it's like it just sounds like the case of trying to find the body of somebody who's been murdered.
Yeah. Maybe less a band, maybe more of a comedy detective show.
Yes. Formaldehyde and Seek. And of course, bands that kind of deal with death and just like death and murder.
Yeah.
First thing that pops into mind has to be ukulele music.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Ukuleles.
No, it'll probably be if you're correct to say it's the thing you treat dead bodies with. It'll be, I guess, just heavy metal.
Oh, I think it can often be used on the Wikipedia page.
Yep.
Oh, it's an embalming agent.
What does it do then? Does it replace
chemicals? Formaldehyde preserves or fixes tissue or cells. The process, and that probably goes into chemical stuff. So basically, it's to stop, basically for funeral people to stop a corpse from rotting.
Game it gammy.
Yeah,
Preserve it for a little bit.
Handy for an open coffin.
Yeah, do you know what?
That'd be their first song.
Honestly,
And for an open coffin.
right, I'm going to say now, I don't want to even say because I don't want to jinx myself. Let's not even
God.
go along there.
Oh dear.
Don't.
Don't.
Just don't open coffin, alright? Just seal it up.
Oh, so
Don't particularly want people looking at me dead. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it's
I
just
want
uncomfortable.
my thinking being is that if I want people to see my body when I'm dead, I don't want it in a box that's open. I want it in a live streamed series of tunnels a la Thunderbirds.
What? What do you mean by Thunderbird?
You know when they go back in the painting and when they're going into Thunderbird 2 they fly backwards? There'd just be the grave would be a lot deeper than 6 feet and it's just go dun 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 dun. It's be just dead like.
I would say live stream mine on what was that thing?
Periscope?
What was that thing where you could just talk to people on web cameras?
Oh, Omegle.
Omegle. Well, like 50% of the time it was just bots. 25% of the time they would just reject you outright, and 25% it was just teenagers masturbating.
Not necessarily teenagers.
Right, yeah.
Oftentimes you can't see their face. Oftentimes you can only see one particular body part.
Yes. Man, that was your year, was that? That was year 7 or 8.
Well, it's still going.
No, I'm saying that when I heard about it.
Yeah.
It was because it was when KSI went on it. Wasn't it? We thought, oh, that'd be a cool thing, and reality struck that how heavily edited that probably was.
Actually, this is a story that may get cut, but I'm going to go for it.
Go for it.
I think there was the one time that you stayed around my house when we were. At one point, one of the things we did to entertain ourselves was to go on Omegle.
Yes.
And you saw that there was a link there to it for. I think it was designed to. It was designed to take people just filming their penises away from Omegle, and it said this. I think they called it like an adult version.
Yeah.
And because you being a naive year 7 child said, "Hey, just click on that to see what's there." Oh no! It was just a cam site.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember that. It was just what I do. Because I was extremely uncomfortable.
Was it just porn?
It was just porn.
So I must have thought then that it was designed to take people away from it, just like it was like a better version of.
Yeah, but it's just. But I don't know what you were expecting. Because I mean, there was obviously going to be some sort of pornographic element, but it was just porn. Do you want me to cut this?
No, it's just life, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
It's just life.
It's a mistake that has been made, but everybody makes mistakes.
I guess, man, the day and age we live in at the moment, you really wouldn't. I'm surprised things like that exist anymore, to be honest.
Well, they do.
They do. One website that I did go on the other day, which was on Rhett and Link. That's right. I wrote about them. Is websites where you're watching a live stream or something. There's like peculiar ones. One was like you could edit things in an office and like play with all the lights and stuff.
Okay.
One was like a webcam that was filming a light bulb of a fire station in.
That is the longest continuously on light bulb. I know that from Citation
Or the
Needed.
longest lasting bulb.
Yeah.
In record.
And they have a webcam on it.
Yeah, and that's still going, I think. Although they did once go, but it was a power cut.
Yeah, power cut. And actually, no, it wasn't a power cut. Somebody unplugged the wrong thing.
Oops. Oh.
It's quite dumb.
What are the other? What were the other webcams? Oh, there was also like for a material that's like I think it's derived from tar. I think.
Right.
And it was like it is liquid, but it drips really slowly, and like it drips every 12 years or something like that.
So it's just
it's just a thing. It's just slow. I mean, you can't. It's so slow you wouldn't even see it. It happens, well, every 12 years or so, and then you miss the last one because the camera went off and it dripped.
Of course. I was just thinking that they hadn't thought it through, where there was actually a really freak occurrence of having 2 drips at once, but they actually put the camera at the bottom, so when the first one hit, you couldn't see anything. It's just black liquid.
Black liquid. What else? Yeah, just I'm surprised that kind of thing exists anymore. Should we go back? So going back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Slipknot-esque thing. Although Slipknot really aren't. No, what's kind of death metal? What's emo?
Emo. Well,
Slipknot?
well, emo's like Fallout Boy and stuff like that.
Is that emo?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought emos tried to not be mainstream.
Well, the thing with emo bands back then is that the emo was such a common thing that it kind of became part of the mainstream because a lot of teenagers were emos.
I never identified as an emo. I was a brony.
No. Yeah, you were a brony.
I was like anti. Damn.
Yeah.
There were mistakes in time.
It's like, I actually commented on the latest episode of Throwing the Book, my wrestling podcast. You can listen to it if you like.
Oh God. More plugging.
I made a comment very early on in that, so you don't have to listen for long. That about when last week, after we'd finished recording this, that you just jokingly put first on on the comments sections of episode 6.
I did, yeah.
And I made a comment saying, I think that's a particularly bold choice, given that his profile picture is that of a OC or representation of himself as a pony.
Where's the dig come from? Why are you digging?
Well, you did it.
I put first. How's that a dig?
I'm not commenting on the comment. I'm commenting on the picture because it's still the pony picture that you've got as your profile picture.
I guess it's just been left as my online picture because
I said it's a bold move. I didn't.
You just said it was a bold move.
Didn't criticise it.
You just said it was a bold move.
It is a bold move.
That's all you said?
Yes.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Right.
I did say it may look a tad bit odd, but it's a wrestling podcast and then you see a picture of a pony. But apart from that, I said it was a bold move. I still
stand by the fact that I can see my resemblance in it. And I don't know how,
but you can.
I just feel like I can. That's probably, what's the word?
I think I know what you mean, but I can't think of the word either.
You're kind of...
Just seeing what isn't there.
Seeing what isn't there. But,
illusion?
Not illusion. You almost wanted to see it.
Oh, right,
so you just see it.
Yeah. So that's
I still stand by, especially when my hair used to be long. If you do watch...
a haircut now.
Yeah, if you do watch the latest edition of Feed the Roots, when do you reckon that'll be coming out?
I don't know. It could be getting.
Normally we use it as a filler.
Yeah. So
I've had a haircut.
Yeah.
It used to get in my eyes, and now it's not in my eyes.
No, now it's on your forehead.
And I know, finally,
and very back of your neck. Not quite.
I'm happy though. I'm really happy, and it's. I think I need to next time go there get a 5. I finally understand what the numbers mean. 1 is super short.
But were you asking for a 10 because you're thinking you had to rate them out of 10?
No, what did I say? I know. I made the assumption that
5 is a shave.
Yeah, it's where they start getting to just the clippers, right?
Yeah.
Now I said 2, assuming that 2 men is in 2 inches off.
Oh.
I looked at the other way around, but no, they didn't. They said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Isn't that not 2 inches?" They say, "No, that's like the shortest length." I was like, "Okay, definitely not that."
I'm trying to remember because when I was a kid, we had the same sort of thing where it was like, but we'd use the kind of clippers, and I'm trying to remember because I remember you say the same thing every time. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something on the.
Sorry.
4 at the front, 3 back and sides.
Yeah.
I think it's something along those lines.
I'm just going to next time just go for a 5 all over, just because it's really simple. It makes it easy for them. And 4 was a little bit short. It was a bit of a shock to the system, but it's settled. And anyway, this is great listening for
hair chat.
Anyway, let's go.
Actually, I probably should have said this on Feed the Roots, given this is a food story. But I meant to talk about this last podcast.
Yeah.
But you know how there's a bit of a sort of how do I put it? It's a sort of kind of perennial sort of conversation between people that always happens. It's not quite at the sort of the weather is blank, but it's a sort of known thing about the rising prices of fish in fish and chip shops.
Well, I assume that because of the strict regulations.
Yes, but I think there is also another reason behind this.
What's that?
Because I happen to find myself in a weird situation where I was recently getting fish and chips just for my dad. I wasn't even getting anything for myself. Mm-hmm. And
medium, large,
small.
Small. Oh, small.
I think it still costs. Because they do the sneaky thing where you get the cod and the chips, but the price is added together.
Yeah.
So I think it came to about 7 quid, which is very expensive.
Man, that used to be the quintessential thing you have down at the beach, but now you have to.
No, you see, the thing with that is, and you kind of raised the point I was making, because I happened to go in there just before there was a massive amount of people going in there at the same time. So I had forgotten to bring my headphones, so I couldn't listen to anything when I was there. So I got to basically hear the dialogue of all of the...
Do they up the prices?
No. But my thing is, there were like, I think it would have been at least maybe 10 people who ordered after I did.
Mm-hmm.
And every single one, in some capacity, asked for cod. Every single one.
Everybody just asked for cod?
Yeah, whether it be that and just that and chips, or a battered sausage thing and the cod and chips. Admittedly, I'd also got a cod and chips. I'm not saying I'm not part of the problem here. I mean, technically, my dad would be part of the problem, given that he asked me to get it.
But don't you think that would have always been the case, that people just order fish?
Well, I'd have thought that... Well,
Why do you
but I'm thinking that you could get a bit of variety in there from like haddock or plaice or something like that.
Everybody just orders cod.
But everybody just orders cod and chips. So that's why price of cod is going up, because there's so much... There's too much demand for it. Get something different when you're in your chip shop. Because it's...
But cod just looks the best. It's like... It's people who say like, oh, if you like cheddar cheese, oh, you're just boring. Well, the reality is, the reason why cheddar cheese is one of the most popular cheeses in the world is because it just tastes the best.
Yeah.
People just think it's the best. So if people get cod, it just should be the best.
Yeah, but I do think though that you may that there is a case to be made of perhaps you don't have to do it all the time. Maybe once or twice, try a different fish or try a different or get like a battered sausage or something or even a pie.
Well, I don't feel like I'm part of the problem because I will go to maybe a fish and chip place.
I mean, you don't care
once every 3 months.
I mean, when you're in a chip shop, you don't care what you're eating. You're just looking for the onion vinegar.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing: onion vinegar. Honestly, try it out. It's better than vinegar. Really? Didn't I introduce you to onion vinegar?
The thing with onion vinegar is that I liked it, but I tend to forget to get it.
Yeah, because they don't have it. Often you may have to ask. Normally, I don't think there's like a brand that sells it. Often it's in-house made.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's one of those few things where honestly, just go for it. You can't go wrong with onion vinegar.
I mean, I have been with you in the past where you got fish and chips, and you asked if you had that shop had onion vinegar. They didn't, and instead of just saying, "Okay, I'll get normal vinegar," you just put salt on them. Went into went into a separate chip shop which you knew had onion vinegar. Mm-hmm. They basically rushed to the counter, put it on there, and put it back, and basically ran away.
Shame.
Yeah,
it's shame. Well, here's the thing. Actually, that is insulting, isn't it?
Here's the thing. Oh wait, I'm wrong.
I was going to say, like, surely they'll think that's a good thing. He's come here to go and get onion vinegar because he likes onion vinegar. So why didn't he not go here to get the chips as well?
At that point you may as well have just got the chips.
I'm going to say, the best combination in Hastings. That's where we live.
Yes.
If you want it, I personally like the Old Town.
If you stalked us like I told you not to, then you probably know that.
Old Town Fryer, I think does the best chip. Okay. There's one in the town centre. I'm not a big fan of them. They're all right, but it just tastes not as good.
Right.
So I'm going to say Old Town Fryer for their chips, but get the onion vinegar still from the Blue Dolphin.
Right.
It is on the down, has been on the down for a while.
Weirdly, I just don't really have an opinion on chip shops.
No?
I just tend to go to whichever one's closest, which is why I go to Deep Blue, which is the one around the corner from me, despite the fact that I know that it isn't really the best chip shop even in my area, because you've got Big Fish, which is cheaper and probably slightly better. But I think but the main reason I do that is because oftentimes I am getting stuff from my dad, and he is sitting at home, so I'd have to walk all the way up to basically near where Asda's is where Big Fish is, and you know where my house is.
Yeah,
it's not a long walk, but when you've got food that you want to keep hot. Yeah,
and we live in a seaside town where there are seagulls.
Yes,
that will attack you.
They will.
If you are coming here and don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, seagulls won't go for your food. Definitely don't feed them. If you're wanting to feed them, basically you're giving yourself a sacrifice.
Have we told the story when we were down the? I think we must have done, because I feel like it was relatively recently. I think the last time we were at the mini golf, we'd just gone and got something from the shop that's opposite it, and we were going to walk onto the path. A seagull swoops down at us. And we think, oh, okay, that happens. So we go and move on. And then we turn around this corner, and there was an armada of seagulls. Yeah. And they all go for us.
They were like, I think it was a windy day. So
so you try and run away.
They weren't quite able to dive bomb. But because the wind was in our favour, it was blowing into our faces. So they were having to try and very slowly paraglide down.
Yeah.
God, man. I mean... Seagulls. They say they're endangered. They're just not.
Seagulls.
I guess the reason why they have to say they're protected because they know people would shoot them.
Yeah.
They're having to protect them, not because they're protecting them from us.
Yeah, because we wouldn't shoot a seagull to eat it.
No.
Given we know what they eat.
We'd just shoot it to shoot it.
Shoot them to so there'd be one less.
I'm not particularly offended by them. It's just they are a problem.
It's a blessed relief though when you go to a town that's not a seaside town and therefore there aren't seagulls everywhere. Yeah. And then when you come back you're like, oh Jesus Christ.
Good God, they're so loud, aren't they?
It's like having. This is a weird analogy. It's like having a dysfunctional family.
You think why?
Because stick with me on this one. Because it's annoying.
It's annoying.
They make far too much noise. Mm-hmm. And just genuinely, they probably nick your food, and it's just irritating. But you get used to it. You do. It's only when you go out for a bit and then come back and you're like, is when you realise, oh God,
wow,
this is crap.
I must go into like a mental state of
complete
denial. What's it called?
Ignorance, maybe.
Ignorance. Well, you just start to drown it out. You try to forget about it. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I feel like there's something else we're meant to talk about in this Be About the Bush, but is there any other structured ones, or is it just
no? Because it's just we're just talking, and it's the word plays and the band names in Beating Around the Bush.
Yeah.
So I think that does bring us to the end of this segment. So should we bite the bullet and move on?
I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about is Easter.
Easter's coming up, but we'll probably have an episode closer to Easter. So I think that would probably be better to talk about it then.
You're right. We won't bother with that.
So on that, I don't even know what that was. Kind of a meh.
Nah.
But it's fine, because we're going to move on to the next segment, which will not be a meh.
Nah.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Yes.
One in the hand. This is the best jingle we could come up with. Go ahead and try to make a better one.
One in the hand?
It is indeed. One in the hand.
Whenever you can't think of an interesting way of entering a segment, just say the segment's name.
What I was going to say is equal to the bush.
Yeah, that's the pun.
That's the pun. Sorry.
Equal to this two in the bush, not any inferior two in the bushes. I might cut that.
So, what is this theme? What is one in the hand?
Well, what one in the hand is each week we've came up with our own kind of card game, a faux card game type deal, and it's essentially top trumps, but for all of life. Instead of having a theme like Doctor Who or Big Cats or Gumball cards, which I had and did not understand. I just thought, what are these? Like, why? Yes, I know that's a Porsche GT3, but why is it blue and orange?
Or Chad Valley Trumps. The ones I had first technically.
Chad Valley Trumps.
Chad Valley Trumps.
Chad Valley Trumps is what it sounds like an excellent sitcom based around the life and happenings of Donald Trump's children.
One thing I want to say about Chad Valley Top Trumps, the card I had, right? So I preferred them in the fact that they had more more actual body things to do with the cars, like battery performance, right? Like they had horsepower, revs per minute, CC or cubic capacity, cylinders. Don't know why cylinders, necessarily more cylinders the better.
Nah, but
they're taking things that make it better. And my criticism with the Top Gear ones, it was top speed, 0 to 60.
I think horsepower
was there, so I gave them that. So there was a crossover. But then
there was a coolness.
And
lap time.
And lap time. Lap time was right, but coolness I thought was a bit abstract because often they'd be so random.
Yeah.
But
that's Top Gear.
Also, some other criticism of Chad Valley Trumps. Well, no. Good thing about Top Gear was the fact they had the Bugatti Veyron.
Well, Top Gear wouldn't have had that because they hadn't gone around the track at that point, so they couldn't have a lap time.
Yeah, but when they released the second edition, they didn't put the Bugatti Veyron on it either. They only had the Super Sport.
Oh.
Which I don't know why. I'm surprised they didn't do...
It's a great mystery of life, but speaking of life, you might be thinking, top trumps for life, what could possibly be the values for that, like, such as horsepower and stuff like you said earlier? Horsepower isn't one of them.
No.
By the way, because...
We should have done that, though, shouldn't we, if we think about it?
I mean...
That would be funny.
I suppose
you could change power... No.
But how are you going to contemplate the horsepower of the Hugging Elmo?
Ooh,
That's
that's a good question.
one of the cards that we have there.
Also a caterpillar.
But
How could you even compare a horse to a caterpillar?
or cones.
Or cones. You're right. Never mind. We're good. So, what are the ratings?
The categories are speed, intelligence, and then when I was coming up with this, I got a bit stuck, so I stuck with what I knew. So the other four are style, control, damage, and aggression. Robot Wars. And cards that we've put in so far, along with the ones that have been mentioned, include Julius Caesar, Kermit the Frog, Pringles, a leech, and the front side of the Titanic.
Specifically the front side.
Not the back.
Not the back. Oh, I just hit the table a little bit there.
Whoopsies. Oh, well. So, this week, well, actually, no, each week, but I almost forgot to explain one other part of it, is that we try and keep a theme for our entries.
Both are in the same
Sort of area, so we don't just go completely mad.
What did cones go against?
Drones.
Drones.
We came up with drones because it was the week that the airports got shut down, and then you were trying to think of things to come up with against drones. You just turned to me. We've been thinking about it for about 15 minutes, and you just said, "What rhymes with drones?" I had to say cones.
And they both did the same thing. Well, in a
way.
Drone.
But so this week, last week we were preoccupied with the Chuckle Brothers versus the Cheeky Girls, but as anyone would be, but this would have been more relevant last week. But after a recent array of popular and shock-inducing documentaries being put on Netflix, such as the one based on Madeleine McCann and Leaving Neverland. No.
Which was that? Sorry?
Leaving... It's the one about Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Really grim.
Leaving Neverland.
Is it Neverland?
I haven't watched that one. What do you mean?
Neither have I, but I just know I've just heard from what I've heard, it's grim.
About him?
It's about people who he abused. That's a bad...
This reminds me, when people's argument, which is a really hard argument, but I understand why people put the argument forward, is you have to try and separate the person from the art, as it were.
Yeah.
The artist from the art. There you go. Which is very hard to do.
Yes, but that's not the point of this, because we're not going for controversial figures. What we're going for...
quite the opposite.
Well, I suppose so. What we're going for is people who are often featured in documentaries.
Or hosts of
documentaries or stuff like that. And my entry, because we tend to have one each, doesn't really mean anything, whichever card we represent, because we both talk about it, but it's kind of a way of kind of splitting it up, is David Attenborough.
You're going for David Attenborough.
I'm going for David Attenborough. So, should we crack on with the ratings?
Yeah, I'm happy to go with it.
Okay. Yeah. First one, speed. Now, he's an old man.
He is old, he's not fast. He's been around the world.
He has. And very fast transport. But, in all likelihood, he's not going to be on this transport whenever this...
He's
in this hypothetical situation.
If you had to say, is he fast or graceful? Graceful. He's a graceful...
Well, the thing is that he's graceful, but he... I don't know if you noticed, but he does... Typically, these days, he isn't really on camera much.
He's more his voice.
He's more his voiceover. And also, whenever he is on camera... I don't know why, but my image of David Attenborough for the last 3 years has been him sitting on a boat that's going over the Great Barrier Reef.
Why?
And I don't know, but when you're sitting down, you probably do look quite graceful. We haven't seen him walking. He might have hip issues, which would be perfectly fine for a man his age, but it wouldn't make him graceful.
What was I going to say? Also, he doesn't speak quickly.
No,
He
speaks very slowly and calmly to make sure nobody is threatened and everybody can understand. That's a really bad David Attenborough impression. Have we done him for first impressions?
I think we must have done. No, we have.
Right.
But I can't remember I think it was something to do with football. I think
was it?
I feel like we did David Attenborough for football, but I can't quite remember what it was.
Was it? He must have been commenting on something that had happened in football. So when would this have been?
I don't know.
It wouldn't have been a World Cup, would it?
And no, it might have been Prince Charles getting mixed up with.
Prince Charles. Oh, that's quite recent.
No, that's quite recent. Don't worry about it.
Also, I forgot to mention each card also has a special skill.
Oh yeah, these cards are going to have a special skill, which doesn't really have a value. It's just
just something that's there. So I
David
think
Attenborough,
his speed's going to be low. He can't help it. He's an elderly man.
Oh, it's just his mannerisms. He's always. I've never seen him running around a track or anything like that. He's
True. I'd quite like to see that. Being chased by like a hyena.
Let's give him a.
On a Segway.
I want to give him an 8.
8, I think, is a good score.
8.
The maximum score, by the way, is 50.
50 from 0 to 50.
Intelligence.
It
has to be high.
Has to be high. Not only is he smart, but he's been around for a long time.
He has, and he knows everything there is to
He has wisdom and knowledge.
Animals. However,
yes.
How would he do in an overall pub quiz?
He'd do amazing. He's experienced so much.
True.
He's not just because he's like a very articulate man. Doesn't mean he pretty means he's well adversed with common knowledge and just pop culture and stuff like that.
So how about maybe very high 30s?
Yes.
30.
No. Who else have we put?
High intelligence.
High intelligence.
Let me just go through the database. We keep all of our cards together.
Who's got high intelligence? I just feel like if he's got
Doctor Strange
got
42.
Oh fuck!
But he was a surgeon and a magician. David Attenborough is a animaler.
Oh god, no! I want to give him higher.
What, then,
Doctor Strange.
41, I think, would be a safer way of calling it.
41, fine.
Because that reaches a compromise between the two, so he's not too far behind. Style. Again, I have my eternal image of David Attenborough when he's on this boat going over the Great Barrier Reef is a blue button-up shirt.
Blue button-up shirt.
But not like a light blue and not like a navy blue. It's kind of standard blue.
Standard blue.
And a kind of slightly, kind of very light beige cargo trousers. Yes! Not light beige. Magnolia.
Magnolia. And white shoes.
Yes.
He's like a Chuckle Brother, actually. Because the Chuckle Brothers always had white like cheap trainers or something from Sports Direct, probably. Sports Direct trainers and...
I mean, normally I don't do my inventing, but I mean, I'm on this 0 hours contract. I can't rely on my income, Barry.
There's a pedal everywhere.
I'm surprised we didn't bring that up in the Juggle Brothers episode. But
so, oh god, now are we gonna give him a star like in the same way as Earth, Wind and Fire and
with their own stuff? But I don't think it's necessarily.
And what do we give the Chuckle Brothers?
Chuckle Brothers, we gave.
Which side did we give them? Their own style?
Yeah.
Or was it just crap?
Their own style.
What do we give
32.
Fucking hell.
But I don't think it's 32. I think his style is.
You remember him for his voice, not his clothes.
In many ways, most people probably imagine him just as a voice.
Yeah,
there's not much style there at all.
He's just an entity. He doesn't.
So I'm thinking maybe like a 15, maybe 16.
Really? 16? I'll give him like 14.
14. Okay.
We'll go 15.
Okay, go for 15 in the middle.
Yep.
Control. Now.
He
controls whatever show he happens to be.
Do you know what his philosophy is? What his kind of his thing? He knows that he can't get involved. He should never get involved.
Apart from that one time with the polar bears.
What did he do with the polar bears?
No, not polar bears. Penguins.
What did he do with the penguins?
Well, he didn't do anything, but the team that were filming them noticed that there was this family of penguins that had got basically stuck in a ravine of ice. They couldn't get out.
Oh God!
So they let them out.
Oh, that's cute.
But they went under fire for it because of the ethics of nature filming, where you just have to try and leave it as you can, leave it be as much as you can. So
they also got. I know they also got involved when this. I think it was a lion had been poisoned because I think there were these. I don't think it was poachers, but there was. It was something to try and protect. It was farmers trying to protect their livestock in Africa.
Right. Okay.
And they left poisoned food for the lions to get, and after they knew that this one had ingested it, when it collapsed, they treated it, but it still died.
Okay.
It was going to die anyway, but they tried to save it anyway. And the argument for that was basically it was humans' fault. The reason why this is dying.
Yeah. So
it's our responsibility to try and fix it.
So. That being said, surely then his control would be quite low, given that most of the time he just leaves it be.
That's what I'm saying.
So maybe 11.
He's like
I'm thinking 11.
I'd say he's more active than if there is a God. God is because God is just He's more active.
I wasn't
than God.
expecting it to go
Well,
there.
God just does. If there is a God, I'm agnostic. If you're
Yeah, so
agnostic, I don't necessarily.
which is agnostic.
It's like one you just don't know.
Right. Okay. I'd probably lean more towards the atheist side, but
I'm gonna say agnostic just because a part of me does want there to be something, but I don't have enough evidence now to prove.
actually,
it.
no. I know what I am.
What?
I am.
You are Sean Howard.
No, I am agnostic
agnostic.
because agnostic, you don't know.
Yeah.
In my made up agnostic, you don't care.
You don't care. So he's more active than God, which is God gets a 0.
God will get if we ever do God,
A big fat 0.
big fat. If we did do God, we'd also probably get 0 for Star Wars, and you can't see him.
Yes.
But let's not do God. Let's not do God.
Well, that reminds me of something funny that I remember seeing on YouTube.
Right.
It was this. I was going to bring it up. So it was this guy who chases tornadoes.
Right. Okay.
Fuck! How the fuck did you know that?
Well, a guy who chases.
Is tornadoes
What is it? It's going to be tornadoes or
a police
cows.
Cows. So he so he chases. And he was talking about, how he's trying to get better at his photography, right?
Yes.
And he said, man, I'm jealous. This photographer managed to capture Jesus. And it was like a really cheesy, one of those cheesy American southern images of like Jesus.
Right.
And it was just really funny. He was just like, damn. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. This guy, I've got something to live up to. He called Jesus.
I mean, people had often said, given he was a tornado photographer, that it was an odd move to go to Bethlehem, but it's paid off for him there. So Control, again, I'm still sticking my set of 11.
11.
Because again, he can still help when he needs to, but damage. Got to be low.
Oh, you
Got to be so low.
I want to give him a hug.
Can we have an appeal out to help us to hug David Attenborough?
He got the privilege.
David Attenborough is one of the people who are. Everyone is really glad.
Yeah.
He's almost glad that he's, as weird as it sounds, glad that he's still alive. Because again, he's an old chap. Because the number of people who I'm very glad are still with us due to age went down quite a lot around 2016. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Because I think Terry Wogan was up there. He was a big part of that. But now I say two people I'm still glad are still with us.
Yeah.
Is David Attenborough and Murray Walker.
Also, of course, Stephen Hawking's died as well.
Yes, that as well.
I'm going to say, my opinion. I'm going to say now. I'm also pleased that the Queen's still alive. I know people are a bit funny about the royal family, but I think there's very little argument that can be made about the Queen being a nasty person.
No.
She's just.
I wouldn't want the Queen to die.
No, nobody wants to. But some people are anti the royal family. I understand the argument a little bit, but I feel like you have to ask the question: would the country be better without them?
No, probably
it wouldn't be. It would just be sad.
It would be sad, but it would be. But in some ways, though, when I have thought about this in the past, where it's like, again, I don't want anyone to. I don't wish death on anyone. But part of me is almost intrigued as to what the world's reaction would be. How there'd obviously be tributes, but I want to see how big they could be and how long.
Do you know
they'd go
how
on
huge
for.
it would be?
It'd probably be massive.
So many countries, all the Commonwealth would come along. I think even America would.
America would.
Absolutely get involved. Anyway, sorry, we're talking about David Attenborough, not the Queen here.
We've diverged on God and the Queen. That shows us our opinion on David Attenborough.
He is omnipotent. He really is quite an omnipotent
So damage has to be quite light. So I'm thinking 3. Because even if he was in a fight, he's an old man. He couldn't do much.
I just want to give him a hug. His voice as well. He never comes across as argumentative. He's just chill.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I want to give him 1.
1 damage.
Can you think of anybody who's more calm than David Attenborough? Like who's got a more calmer voice, mannerism?
I don't think I can.
There's no one more calm than David Attenborough.
Okay, so
other than
the thing is that wouldn't go into damage. So I think 3 because he could hypothetically maybe whack you with a walking stick. But so I'm thinking 3. But this moves on to the next category, which is aggression. This is where the calmness comes in.
1.
I think go for 1 aggression.
Unless we go for 0.
I think he could probably still get a bit annoyed. He gets quite annoyed when there's plastic in the sea.
Yeah, he does.
But
Yeah.
Finally, special skill. So I think we've got two choices here. We've either got soothing voice or sailing over Great Barrier Reef in a boat in a blue shirt and magnolia trousers.
All right, I'm going to look up quickly online if he's got a catchphrase. David.
Even here. Life finds. It doesn't say life finds a way, but that's Jurassic Park. Here we see.
Can't find it.
Here we see a pump handle shotgun with the barrel sawn off. Get the fuck off of my land.
I would say, should we say calming voice?
Calming voice.
Calming voice.
Calming voice.
Even here.
Even here. Even in the middle of this bank job, I'm still find myself being very, very calm.
Hand over the cash, and no one will
Move
get
the
hurt.
muzzle. I was imagining him being like in the bank.
I love the.
No, I'll be honest,
audio
I imagine
of
him
that.
being in the bank at the time. You imagine him doing the bank job. I imagine him just being there, and everybody's kind of surrendering and panicking, and he's just like, "No,
Nah.
it's fine. It happens."
Yeah, it happens.
I think let's move on to your pick.
So, do I want to change it or no? I want to stick with it. Oh no, have we done Stephen Hawking? May I ask? Would there be a better time to do him?
Hold on. I'm just looking. I don't think we have.
I'm questioning whether we should do him instead.
But the thing with doing Stephen Hawking is that I'm thinking mainly more from a show perspective that the jokes are in poorer taste.
Or his jokes.
Or just jokes that we
Oh,
to
right.
try and make the
No,
segment entertaining.
you're right. Let's go.
We will
for-
do it at some point.
Sure. Let's go for my initial thought, which I don't know. Yours was Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Well, I suggested Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I'm going to go kind of more of an English. Nothing just against it. It's just I think might as well. We're going to go for Professor Brian Cox. Oh, by the way,
Cox.
we didn't say by the way that David Attenborough is Sir David Attenborough.
Oh yes, of course.
I wonder if has he got a knighthood?
What, Brian Cox? Or...
No, he's still Professor, and he's Professor Brian Cox.
Yeah, because he's a. Oh, what uni does he work for? Is it Manchester?
Oh, I thought
That might be Hawking actually. Where?
Oh no, he was
Or
Cambridge.
Bean Hawking. Oh right.
He was Cambridge, I think. I want to know is. Well, let's ask the first question. How will I know? Oh, yeah, what's the first thing?
Well, speed.
Speed. Well, he speaks a little bit quicker.
He does.
That's it. He's still not very quick.
Not particularly, no. But
No, it's just I guess. Well, in the UK, we do like a good, calm presenter
yes,
when we're talking about
particularly with complex subjects.
complex subjects.
Because where Attenborough talks about animals, Brian Cox talks about physics, which I would say is probably maybe not necessarily more difficult. I'm not one to judge on that, but it's certainly harder to understand.
Yeah. He's not quick.
It is University of Manchester, by the way.
Oh, he is at University of Manchester.
Yes.
I want to know, how smart is he really? Is he really, really smart?
Yeah.
I assume he can do all the equations. Because part of me does sincerely wonder if that he's maybe not like super clever, like he's not like a leading scientist in the field. He's just very good at presenting. He's a good presenter. In the same way, like, I argue David Attenborough, he may not be the best in his field, but he certainly just has the best
Yes, he's the most presentable.
presenter. So anyway, sorry, the first one was speed anyway, not quick. Faster than David Attenborough.
Yes, in a running race.
In a running race, not a problem. It's faster, quicker. I'd say sometimes a bit smoother and a bit kind of cleaner with his wrapping up of how he describes things.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of that's kind of the nature of science, is to try and come up with elegant descriptions of things. But is elegant and speed the same thing? I don't know. Anyway,
But I think
speed.
I still think it would not be the highest score in the world, but it'd certainly be higher than Attenborough. Attenborough got an
I'm
8.
thinking, would I beat him in a running race? Yes.
I think you would. I don't think I would.
What was your speed?
My speed, because we did ourselves to the first ones,
Yeah.
15. So I think it's got to be more than 15.
19.
I'm thinking 18.
18. Okay, 18.
18.
Do you know why I said 19? Because I feel like we've never used the number 19 before.
I'm
Don't
not going to check that because
I feel like we just never have. Anyway,
I'll check that after we finish recording.
sure thing, go for it.
So intelligence, this has got to be high.
Higher than David Attenborough? No.
I think yes.
You think so?
Because, well, partly because Attenborough was mainly known as a presenter, but Cox is a genuine lecturer and teacher.
Is he actually a lecturer as well?
Yes, at University of Manchester.
He isn't just.
And also,
Yeah.
he is clever in many, many ways because what very few people know. Well, I don't know if very few people know, but he's a kind of.
He was
niche.
part of the band.
Yes, very successful brand.
Was it?
I think so. Well, he's part of. I think he's part of.
Do you reckon it was successful at the time, or more in, as it were, in hindsight?
I think the band was called Dare.
You say he was more successful. Was he good at singing?
I don't know if he's the singer or not, but I'll just check. Because I think he's part of two. He was hang on. This is Dare is a rock band from Oldham because he was born in Oldham. Fronted by Thin Lizzy.
Huh.
Actually, no, hang on, wait. I think that might be a nickname.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the vocalist, but he says fronted by Thin Lizzy, keyboard player Darren Wharton. So I think it's probably his nickname.
Fair enough.
I'd assume. And past members.
Yeah.
Oh, he I think he must have done it. He must have done backup on keyboards. He played keyboards.
Oh.
Which, as a man who learned keyboard myself, I like that.
No, quite a common thing is scientists are often musicians as well. That's just a thing.
Yeah.
And
I doubt I'll be a scientist, but you know.
I have been thinking about this. I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but I have been thinking about going back to the classical subject. When I go to Hopefully, I go to Brighton to do architecture. I was thinking about on the side, if I do get time, which I imagine I would, trying to maybe get an A level or the equivalent. I think there's something I can't remember. They're called like vocational ones.
Right. Okay.
Where you can get it after the A level bracket of age.
I mean, as much as I would like to hear about your
it's
school
not
stuff.
time.
No. So
sorry.
So intelligence, I'm thinking 45.
Wow. Damn. Really that high?
Are you thinking going down a bit lower?
Yeah.
44?
44.
44.
Just saying, we've got to think about other people that are of intelligence, of all everything.
Yeah. Style.
What is his style? He's
I think that tells you everything you need to know. Also, he's got quite long hair.
He's got long black hair that always looks a little on the greasy side. Don't get me wrong, I do like him.
He does. The thing with Brian Cox is he does seem like the sort of he looks.
I can only imagine him in a black t-shirt.
He looks yeah. He does look like the sort of person who you would bump into on the street and kind of maybe get on with a little bit, and you wouldn't be aware of the fact of how that they know so much. Somebody, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's kind of got that sort of
down to earth.
But in terms of style, I don't think you can really count that. So I think his style point's going to be low.
Lower than Attenborough?
Yeah, Attenborough's was 15.
Well, would you say his style is a deficit, or is he pretty just standard?
I think he's just standard.
So,
are you thinking putting it at 25?
Yeah, because it's not his style, isn't it?
Well, I don't think we've worked that. We haven't done this work style like that previously.
You're right.
So I think. So you think? Are you? Okay, I'm going to get the opinion from you. Higher or lower than Attenborough? Because I think it's only going to go up or down by 1.
Higher.
Okay, so 16.
16.
16.
But I really can't remember what he wears. That's the weird.
But I can remember what David Attenborough wears.
All I can imagine him in a documentary is him shoulders up. That's all I can ever imagine him in a documentary, just shoulders up view. Like Attenborough often get like the full body shot when he's sitting down or crouching or in the car or something. No, it's just he's got no body and no legs. It's just shoulders and head.
For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought you were just going to say he's got no nipples.
He's got no nipples. Nipple region gone.
Nipple region gone. That's another band name. Control. I mean, he can enthrall a whole lecture room.
Yeah,
and he goes on like tour as well.
Do you reckon he finds it hard to lecture because he's so famous?
What? As in like at university?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Because people know how clever he is, and they're going to pay attention.
You think
he may get asked for pictures and autographs after the thing happened, but I think as a professor, he clearly must be decent.
So cool
at
if your professor was Brian Cox. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I think it would be cooler if you didn't do science, but you went to University of Manchester and you just, I don't know, you bumped into him at catering at some point, and then you started getting on, and then suddenly, despite the fact you're not taking so much, you're just mates with Brian Cox.
I honestly, if I could become friends with Brian Cox, just from what I'm interested in, sorry, going back to me. Well, I'm still ended, but because I'm kind of bored, I'm trying to get into astronomy and trying to going back to the classics. If I were to be friends with him, it'd be as someone who is interested in the same field as him and be able to have discussions with him. Maybe not necessarily be his mate.
No.
I feel like I would want to be able to have structure.
Maybe we could get him on this podcast. You could talk about science. I could talk about the keyboards.
I'm not worthy. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm
probably not worthy of this keyboard player either. Let's be honest.
If I saw him in public, I would just shake his hand and just say, great work. I wouldn't want to try.
Wouldn't even say hello.
I wouldn't want to take any time away from him because I respect him too much. I'd just be like, say, hey, love the work you do. Maybe ask him a question and ask him how he got from music to science.
Yes.
So that was the other question. That's control.
Yeah, control. I'm thinking it's probably quite high.
High?
Well, maybe not high, but maybe around 20s.
What did we give Attenborough?
Well, because he doesn't get in the way, we gave him 11.
The only problem is he's really engaging.
He is.
I feel like we were bad about that. But I feel like we should have looked at him more of an engaging person. He's very engaging and can captivate people's attention. But we look at control in the more physical sense of control, don't we?
Yeah, so in which case then, what do we go off for Brian Cox?
Well, whatever we do for Brian Cox is going to be the same for Attenborough, I feel.
Okay, so you think giving him 11 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit less. 10. Attenborough's got an age about him with respect.
Yeah, okay, what about damage? In a physical fight, he'd be better than Attenborough. He can whack you with his keyboard.
It's just... Yeah. We'll give him... I don't know. What did we give Attenborough?
We gave him 3.
3, yeah.
I think he'd be able to beat me in a fight.
I think he could beat me in a fight.
So what?
He's quite... Not stocky, that's the wrong word. Just built well. Just built. Just got a physique.
Healthy man.
A good physique. I reckon he's what Attenborough was.
I mean, remember, your damage is like 18.
Oh, he's beaten me in a fight easily. 23.
23. And again, he could use, as I said, he could use that keyboard as a weapon. If he ever encountered the Kaiser Chiefs who are running with their drum kits.
Yeah. Hey, that would be cool. We should join them.
Yeah, super group.
Or, here's the thing we completely forgotten about another. I don't know if you ever mentioned this. Who was the lead? Was it guitarist in Queen?
Oh, Brian May.
Brian May. He's a scientist, Brian. And he plays a musical instrument. And was part of a band.
And he likes badgers.
And he likes badgers.
Which, basically, he is like...
Why does he not do documentaries? Other than about... I think he's been on...
Well, I think it's because everybody asks about Queen. So everybody just think, it's something about Queen. And if he starts talking about biology of plants, everyone's like, oh.
I'm sure I've mentioned this, by the way, already. My dad did meet Freddie Mercury and Brian May.
Right.
Met them both. And Brian May asked him about whether he should do a second degree or should he try and take doing a band seriously. Not even joking. My dad might be the reason why they're around.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, probably not.
I get the feeling that you'd have made that up.
No, I totally know.
Maybe not the meeting, but that bit.
I know, I believe it.
Anyway, I think we are running a bit long, Tim, so I think we'll just kind of wrap
it up. So we're on the last one now.
Aggression and then special skill. So aggression, again, low.
Passive.
Yeah.
More less passive than Brian Cox. No, Brian Cox. He's less passive than himself.
He's less passive than himself. So given that Attenborough's aggression was 1, I feel like you could set off Cox if you tried. So maybe like a 8.
Oh no, he does get quite fiery, I understand. This reminds me. When I remember there was a discussion between, this is like I think in the 70s, between Attenborough and obviously he's believes in evolution, and there was this guy who was on. Well, there was like 2 different versions of how evolution worked.
Right. Okay.
One was to do with how
Tim, we are running long.
So it's right. Sorry. One was to do with how
Get it out already, come on!
I'm trying! How when you live your life, for example, giraffes, their necks became longer as they lived in life because they were having to work, and that meant that the genes passed on. That's how it was interpreted.
Okay.
And the actual way is obviously more the longer the neck you have, when just by chance in genes, means they pass on. Anyway, he was very chill about it.
Okay, well, so that's David Attenborough.
David Attenborough.
But that doesn't matter because we're talking about
Brian Cox, he gets angry.
Actually, he does.
He gets quite passionate about.
I remember he's
quite dismissive.
He was on a thing where he's talking about like people trying to say that the Big Bang didn't happen,
and the moon
and he was like I think it might have been on like the last leg, and it's like I'm going to try and replicate what he did. He said like you can't say that the Big Bang didn't happen because you can fucking see it.
And also the moon landings. I think also he just gets angry about.
Yeah, so 15?
He's passive aggressive.
15?
15.
15.
It's
And special skill. Keyboard solo?
I was thinking wonders of the universe.
Well, yes! Wonders of the universe.
Was it colours of the rainbow? One of those two. Wonders of the universe. The wonders of the universe.
What sound are colours? What sound do colours make?
Oh, no.
That's a reference to something you wouldn't have heard yet.
What's the...
What was the thing you said? What do the colours sound like?
What do colours sound like? You said...
No, don't reveal that. Don't reveal that.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. And on that note, I think we'll move on.
We shall move on.
Almost satire.
The segment that I never get salty about.
Never at all, ever. And he definitely doesn't occasionally just walk out for about 2 seconds for reasons unknown.
It was just...
Tim is an angry person.
I know. The reason why is... the reason why is because I go...
He's just got angry about every other time that he lost.
Is because of... I thought about what in the story that you changed would ever give it away that makes it any less true.
Right, yeah.
It's yes, but we won't go along that line.
Okay.
That wasn't that. I'm not angry. I'm not really that angry. I did hit the wall, but it didn't mean.
I imagine your hand hurts quite a bit now. Like.
I heard believe me, this wall.
Hurt the magnolia.
I hate magnolia. I've had enough magnolia in this house for.
Even David Attenborough's trousers.
They look alright on him. Magnolia's alright on him because it's like, yeah, Magnolia works. It's just, but I'm a 20-year-old who should be expressing themselves through colour and clothes, and just for some reason I like shirts. Don't get me wrong, I like shirts. That's I guess, but Magnolia walls. God, I better hope I get to paint the walls of my house, my halls of residence.
You probably won't.
No, if it's Magnolia, I'm out.
Magnolia, I'm not going.
Not going in.
Even if you wouldn't be able to get paid to stay in the residence if the walls are Magnolia. And anyway, I just
realised I was shaking my head, which isn't helpful.
Not an audio feature.
Tim shakes head in disapproval.
Next scene. Shaun walks on stage with rules to almost satire, which I will explain now. Segues.
Shaun said.
This is a weird screenplay. Every week, one of us finds 3 news stories. We do it in different means. I go off of... I do research and check these out. Tim uses a resource of his called the Fake News Game.
Yep.
Because it's a resource, he may as well use it. And 2 of them are real, and 1 of them is not.
Well, okay, explain now. We have to be clear what it means by not real.
Well, what it means by not real, whenever I'm doing it, is that it is... There is a basis of truth in it, but the story has been warped in such a way so that it's fake. A bit like a Chinese whisper in a way. But
even less so than a Chinese whisper. It's like stage 1 of a Chinese whisper.
Well,
sorry, that was the salt coming in.
That's the salt coming in. I mean, Tim, you did ask me to change it up a bit.
Oh, you have?
Have
you given it a little bit, maybe?
Well,
it's not necessarily easy.
Look, I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it could end up revealing what my answer was, and that would be a bad strategical play.
I'm not angry at you. I'm just It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
I don't know if I just want to be better than 1 in 3.
It's our co-host's job, if you couldn't tell already, to identify the fake one. Now, so far, after we've been doing this, we started doing it at different times. Originally, it was just me going to Tim, but then Tim had found the game, and we've alternated week to week. And so far, overall, the times that Tim has played, he has got the correct answer 3 times. Mm-hmm. I have fooled him 8 times. For context, whenever I've been playing, Tim has fooled me 3 times, and I have got the right answer 0 times.
I haven't fooled you though. It's the stories. As I said, I don't know with that game if the stories are completely.
That is it's a bit of an unknown quantity.
That's all right.
Which is my excuse. So should we just crack
let's
right
just
on?
crack straight on.
So first story goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
Police investigate security sting. Within a couple of hours, 2 cars had the unfortunate fate of being stuck on a security ramp as it was being raised.
What's the security ramp?
It's like when you've got a when you like a gate, and it kind of rises up to
the
stop
bar
people.
things.
Well, yeah, a bit like that, but it's kind of like a ramp.
The ramp ones.
Yeah, and they raise until someone's let through, and
2 cars stuck on them.
Yes,
okay.
in relatively quick succession.
Same one.
Not the same car, with different cars.
No, barriers.
The same ramp, yes.
Same ramp, yeah.
At first, the staff at Media City UK in Salford, where this event had happened, suspected the ramp was faulty. However, this was found to not be the case. However, an interesting twist in the tale was to come. The 2 drivers, freelance journalist Lucas Ward and private taxi driver Andy Loynes, had both had previous bad encounters with a man named Chris Burrows. Ward said that they used to be friends but fell out over a monetary issue. I couldn't do words there. And Loynes claims that Burrows' ex-partner had left Burrows to be with Andy, and since he was a private taxi driver, therefore his car, you'd be able to find his phone number because it has to say it in his car. He had previously had received threatening and aggressive phone calls.
Oh dear. Who is this guy, by the way?
This is important.
Okay.
Because Chris Burrows is the security manager at Media City UK.
So they're just fucking up the barriers to troll
Therefore, they believe that having recognised the men's cars on CCTV, he deliberately raised the barriers to spite them.
Oh my god! Wow. What happens at the end? Moral of the story?
It's still ongoing. So,
wow.
So, I mean, they don't know if that's the case yet, but it's a suspicion.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Next story.
Okay, next story. Passengers on a British Airways flight to Dusseldorf were left somewhat surprised.
Is that Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf. I think it's Dusseldorf. It might be Dusseldorf, might be Dusseldorf. I think it's Dusseldorf, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
Were left somewhat surprised after landing at Edinburgh.
Yeah? Yeah?
BA say that the pilot wasn't lost at any point, but instead had been given the wrong flight paperwork. This is also being used as the reason why air traffic control at London City Airport let the plane take that route. The plane and passengers have since been flying back to Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
Ryanair later went on to mock BA on their Twitter feed by posting a mocked-up picture of Dusseldorf for Dummies, which prompted several people to reply with such jabs as customer service for dummies.
Ooh. Ryanair. I have seen pictures of what the cabins look like inside. It's pretty pants.
I mean, Ryanair's he's not had a great sort of...
Well, to be honest...
It hasn't ever been great.
In their defence, don't they do primarily just cargo?
No.
Oh, I thought they were primarily like just cargo
No, it's budget
things.
airline.
I thought it was cargo and then they had like something.
No.
The one thing
It might be the other way round. It might be mostly passengers and might also do cargo, but I don't know.
The one thing I will give them praise for is the most frustrating thing about planes are when obviously the plane chassis, the window, has been, is it fuselage?
On fuselage. Yeah.
Fuselage. the windows have a set distance apart.
Yes.
But doesn't necessarily correlate
To where the seats are.
because it really does depend on
The way the seats have been arranged.
and basically who you're flying with. If it's
Yes.
if it's Thomas and Cook, you've got a bit more leg room.
Yeah.
If it's Ryanair, you haven't got any legs.
No. No legs at all.
But I would say that by the looks at Ryanair are consistent with the arrangements of the windows because the windows are quite
Well,
close
yeah,
to
but
each
they
other.
don't deliberately say they don't because the reason why the windows aren't matched up is because even EasyJet, what they say, well, give them a bit of legroom.
Yeah. So, but the windows are sometimes it's annoying if you're in a seat where you get half of a window on either side. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yes.
How was your window seat, by the way? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. Basically, that's a reference to I noticed in my boarding pass that both of my seats on the way there and the way back was a seat C.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember whether C was an aisle seat or a window seat. So I put it in the group chat, and they said, no, that's definitely an aisle seat.
Well, you have to think A, B, C, D, E,
Yeah,
F.
going along.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that for some reason.
You thought it might be special.
CBA, I don't know.
Yeah, CBA.
Which was annoying given that you go over the Alps. Very close, in fact. I did remember to get a brief glimpse of the Alps when I was on that plane, but it could have been so much better. Anyway, final story.
You thought it was. You thought you were banking on being on CB. Sorry, was it
Being at CBA.
CBA.
And then I could CBA.
Couldn't be
Yeah,
asked.
two men going for the same joke there.
That's all right.
Okay, final one.
Yep.
Wife brands husband mad after spending over £600 on a no-deal Brexit preparation shop.
No.
Oh. Juliet East had told her husband to stock up on a few things after Theresa May's deal was rejected for a second time. Later, third time. However, her husband, who has since confirmed to have been quite drunk at the time, put in an online order from Tesco that totalled £658.29. I mean, he probably could have done better if he'd have used his parakeet and Amazon Echo.
Ha ha ha! It didn't order it. It just put it. It just sent it to it.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, go back and listen to another episode for that. Highlights of the order include over 50 cans of food, 144 rolls of toilet paper, which isn't too unusual for this house here.
What did it say?
And 10 cans
did it
of...
say what Leroy it was?
No, I can't
Because if it
remember.
was Euroshop, that's a fate worse than death.
Well, it wouldn't be Euroshop, would it? It got from Tesco's.
I want to quickly say, my college,
They don't use Euroshopper, do they?
it's worse than Euroshop.
Oh my god!
And that's hard to
How
believe.
can you even do that?
Just
Is
imagine.
it explosive?
Right, like Blue Kitchen towel.
Oh my god!
It's basically Blue Kitchen roll, but it's white.
Right, okay.
It's
That's not...
rubbish.
No.
It's anyway. Carry on.
And 10 cans of cider. Labelled...
That's not much.
No, the best part of it is labelled on the receipt after the fact as, quote, for cooking.
Sure. Right. So
This is his reason.
I have heard that story,
Okay.
but what happened last time I heard a story was that
I changed it not very much.
Tim ponders.
Tim ponders.
So there's no awkward silence. He announces his pondering. So
While rubbing his chin in an inquisitive manner.
I have heard that story about the guy who spent, I think it might be 600 on a no-deal Brexit shop.
How's that going? Given the fact they're going, I mean, that's probably all going to be gone.
Apparently, the wife branded him mad.
Yeah. Well, you are now just quoting what I said.
Yeah, I know.
You could have said these for all three of these,
Sure.
but using that logic.
Fuck. Okay, I think that story's real.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was real. I've heard it. He did a no-deal Brexit shop. I think a couple of people have done that. People did it for Marmite. I know there was like a short. there was a thing about Marmite.
Oh no, that was a argument between Unilever and Tesco's from memory.
Right, and what were they doing? Threatening not to sell
to
it.
not sell it, so they went.
Yeah, just in Tesco's. Or not at all?
Just in Tesco's. I think it was
That's
just
not a big
in
deal.
Tesco's. But it would be if your only local shop is a Tesco's.
Oh, it would be the end of the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as I said, Morrison's Marmite, yeast extract. Give it a try. Pretty good.
You said that in the Feed the Roots.
I'm saying it now.
And since you're repeating that, I'm going to repeat the joke I used in that, which was so it looks like the brand name is no longer Marmite.
Okay. What was the first story?
It was the security manager allegedly raising the ramp on two cars out of spite.
My problem with that story is that I wouldn't think it's newsworthy. It's quite vague, and like it's not like a. I know you said like it's still in process, but I feel like it would then be released as an article after the fact.
Okay.
Unless it was like a groundbreaking story and these constant coverage, like Brexit. And I think that's just the nature. Will never come to an end. We'll be hearing. Do you know we're going to be hearing about that for the next 20 years, the time. Isn't that crap?
Dear.
Sorry.
Oh dear. I want to leap out of a window now.
I'm going to say no.
No, you're going to say no.
And the story about the plane.
Yes.
I don't want to put my faith in technology, but I'm pretty sure if somehow he'd been given the wrong papers or wrong flight pattern, there are more immediate issues than that. Surely something would have gone wrong if he's being sent the wrong direction. And I feel like you would have heard about that also, because normally if planes go off course, the RAF get into action and they'll like also stalk the plane,
Right.
because they assume a hijack. Unless that's if their radio is dead.
Yeah, but the radio wouldn't have been dead.
No. Oh, I don't know.
It's a tough game.
Okay, I'm.
Do you understand why fake news actually gets spread so much?
Yeah, because well.
You could say that's the philosophical point of this segment. It's not. We just do it.
Alright, I'm confident about the goodness movie. Oh, I've only done 50 minutes, but I'll wrap it up. Okay. Pretty sure the one about the shopping one is real. I've heard about that.
Okay.
The plane one, that sounds shocking. Oh, planes do get turned around if an incident happens on them. I don't think it'll be given the wrong flight plan, but the incident about the barriers, is that really newsworthy? About people being spiting about the barriers.
I mean, what I will say, Tim, is I think that you are slightly underestimating the concept of low news days.
Yep. Unless you're trying to leave me on the wrong foot. Oh, don't throw me off. Leave me alone. What? Oh.
Is that on the other thing?
What do you ask?
Well, I think that's the other thing. I think we asked. I hope we're still recording.
Oh, I don't think we are.
I think that's the wrong Audacity tab.
You think so?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Is it still recording? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was weird.
It just opened the wrong Audacity tab.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
There we go. Back to that one.
I'll
Sorry
cut
about
all
You
of
shouldn't-
that.
Okay.
Because that wasn't.
Anyway, back to trains of thought. So. Yeah. Lonely. Oh, you're feeding me informations. I want a yellow wall.
Don't yell at a wall.
I don't want a yellow wall. Okay.
Do you want a yellow wall?
I want a yellow wall.
Go for
Right,
Dortmund.
Here we go. BA1. No. Brexit 1 is real.
Okay.
That'd be so embarrassing if I wasted people's time.
He's shaking his head. Tim shakes his head repeatedly. I can only imagine what's going on.
Plane one's fake. It's gotta be. No way can a pilot could be given the wrong information.
Okay.
There must be a reason why he's been sent. He's been sent back to Edinburgh. Was it back to Edinburgh?
No, it was going from London.
Okay, but there's a reason why he's going to Edinburgh.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Well, I can reveal that the wife branding husband mad after spending £600 on a no-deal Brexit preparation shop, that's a mouthful, as I imagine would be all of the food he bought, is real.
Great.
And I can also reveal
Oh no, go away.
that
no.
that the passenger that the Dusseldorf to going to Edinburgh instead of Dusseldorf
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah. Okay. Let me guess. What will happen with the one with the barrier?
Well, what was interesting about this
You
Is it-
fed me.
is that the
You fed me lies, okay?
It's-
No news days.
Hold on,
news
hold on,
days
hold
equal
on.
Brexit. Sean.
Tim. Well, yeah, there's Brexit, but there's bugger all else going on. So, look, what amuses me most about this is that the story that I based this on
Yeah.
was just the fact that two cars had got stuck on security ramps. And I mean, you raise a very good point. Why are they putting that on the site?
Did you fabricate all the names?
I fabricated. Well, basically, what happened?
whole story.
I came up with the idea of that in my head because basically it was people. It was the sort of story that you get where it's like this happens and this is what the reaction on social media was, and those three names were names of people who had tweeted about it. So I thought I can take those and I can weave a whole plot around it about this kind of bitter security man who's doing it. And I thought, I really thought that I wasn't going to get away with it. I just thought this is just too far fetched. But again, everything you said about the flight as well makes sense. I don't think you did just get kind of bad luck there because your logic makes a lot of sense, but it just. That's just sometimes how the game goes, and I'm sorry because Tim has his head in his hands, thinking
now
of
3-9.
Yes.
I'm worse than just guess. My thinking is detrimental to just chance.
Look, I'll be honest, I did feed you a bit of information there, but again, given that the story was a lot less dramatic than the one, it's kind of...
far better. You know what, I'm not
You know.
even going to argue it. It's just, you created it. Like, that story you created, that's not like you altered it in such a meaningless way. I mean, granted, the core story is still the same.
Yeah, but it's...
But, like, you put a hell of a lot more effort in, and I have to...
Well, thank you for all the... I assume it's a...
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. And on that bittersweet note, I think we should move on to our last segment, and hopefully you'll be a bit less
Agreed.
happy, a bit less unhappy. Final segment,
It is indeed the final segment.
bottom of the alternatives.
Give it an explain what it's about.
Well, thank you. I mean, you did slightly. You kind of wondered what to say there. You're like,
Yeah, I can think.
Uh,
Sorry, I think the day's just caught up with me. It's been a long day.
well, we'll try and get this out of the way quickly so you can get your beauty sleep.
I also want to look at Jupiter, so I'm at two minds. I don't know what to do.
You could do both.
I could do
Just
sleep
sleeping on the
and
outside
dream
telescope.
of Jupiter.
Dream of
I
Jupiter.
have managed to do like a really precarious thing where I balance the telescope, my smaller telescope, on my eye and use the bedpost to balance it so I could look at the moon. That worked. So I didn't have to move. I was just like,
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. That looked pretty cool.
I imagine it wouldn't be particularly comfortable to sleep with, but
No, I didn't want to sleep with it. Just
no, you didn't. And you definitely didn't want to fuck your telescope. It's as tempting as it is, chaps. You know we've all been there. Quickly, let's talk about bottom alternatives because what we do every week is for the last segment is we take a part of a popular song, take the lyrics, make every word in the lyrics the opposite, and then present the opposite of the lyrics to our co-host, and it is our co-host's job to guess the original song from the opposite of the lyrics.
Yes, it is.
Yes, so Tim.
My only problem is,
Oh, yes, you.
you haven't asked the question.
Well, I was just about to. Don't
Oh, I'm
get too
sorry.
impatient.
Okay.
Because, Tim, I know you're tired, and you may have forgotten, because, when you're tired, you get a bit hazy, but I think you'll be able to remember this. Why is this segment called Bottom of the Alternatives?
I'm glad you asked, Sean. Well...
You actually heard the... I'm going to go for really big... Oh, no, that's the energy.
Well, I'm going to explain why. From between the 19... I'm not even sure if this is right. I said mid-20th century, so it's kind of vague, right? So from the mid-20th century to the early 21st century, there was a British Broadcasting Corporation...
Corporation.
Television
programme.
Called Top of the Pops, where
All of the
hottest bands at the time would perform live, in inverted commas, in front of a live audience. It was once
Audience
a week,
were live.
I think it was once a week.
I believe so.
Probably. Or maybe they had snippets they'd repeat during the week.
Maybe, I don't
So
know.
yeah, it was on once a week as far as I know. And I know the last presenters was, I think it was Fern Cotton and Reggie Yates.
Yes, I believe so.
Why didn't you hear more about them?
I don't really know.
Because they're pretty cool people, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I remember Reggie Yates was in Doctor Who.
Was he?
Well, in 2007, when he played Martha's brother.
He did, didn't he?
I think he's still around, Reggie.
He's still around. I remember. Do you remember when
Time to Google.
So you remember when Fern Cotton and Reggie Yates did that thing when they went to America?
It does ring a bell.
When they went to America, and they did all the wacky things and stuff.
Right.
I remember that was cool. That got me to going to a modern.
I was going to see what
America.
Reggie Yates is doing now.
Anyway, if you get the name Top of the Pops and you reverse the words of Top of the Pops, you get Bottom of the Alternatives.
Just quickly, on the television.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
What?
I nearly said Will Smith.
He's definitely not Will Smith.
No. Rewind time, baby. No,
Rewind time.
And the last appearances that I can see
Yeah.
on here is Special Forces: Ultimate Hell Week. Don't know about Fern Cotton.
When was that?
That was 2017.
Okay, so it's been a little bit while.
Let's see what Fern
How old
Cotton's
is he,
doing.
by the way?
I'll check in a second because it's gone to Fern Cotton's
Sure
page.
I think she was pregnant.
But I think she does have children.
That was in the last.
Do you want to feel? This is weird. I didn't even realise this because it's just gone on to a TV career for Fern Cotton.
Yeah.
Cotton began her presenting career
Yeah.
in 1996
Right.
at the age of 15
Wow.
with early GMTV children's programme The Disney Club. Who knew that Fern Cotton was a Disney kid?
Here's the thing, right?
Like,
How
you got
did you
Ariana
go from-
Grande and her.
How did you go from Fern Cotton and Ariana Grande to the Logan brother? No, the Paul brothers, whatever they're called.
I don't even know.
For some, it's the beginning of their career. For some, it is the ending. Of
Reggie
their...
Yates is 35, by the way, and Fern Cotton is...
She's like similar age, right?
37.
37.
So,
Damn.
yeah.
Does she have kids? I'm guessing.
The
reason why I'm saying because I remember the last time.
Yes, 2 children.
Thought so. I remember hearing that she was pregnant at one point.
But anyway, we're not doing the game.
So they're
here.
probably a little bit too old, as it were, to be. Then they're nearly middle-aged. Crazy.
Almost. And their midlife crisis is probably going to hit hard.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
I think they're great. They've lived such crazy lives. This is Top of the Pops.
True.
They were the last people to say they presented Top of the Pops. Nuts.
But the proper Top of the Pops format. I think Top of the Pops is still used as a name.
Yeah.
But it's not quite the same
No,
thing.
it's normally just used as rewind things on Channel 4. Oh, sorry, BBC 4.
Yeah.
It's just reruns of old things.
Yeah, so...
Anyway.
Do you want to do your song first or should I
I
do
do,
mine?
you know.
Okay, well, knock yourself out.
Let me just quickly get the real song up just to check I'm right. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. You know it's good when it starts with a sigh.
Dinosaurs.
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 It's a store specifically for dinosaurs. It's like the left-handed stores, but all of the doors are really tall. But the handles are equally as far away as human ones.
Yes.
For the T-Rexes.
Oh wow! I really did fuck up on this. Didn't
Oh
I?
my god! Also, Tim, you have had a tendency, because I whenever I do make mine, I put it in the notes file on my phone. You tend to write them down. And you've had a tendency, not so much recently, but certainly in the early episodes, of not being able to read your own writing.
I can read it, but I just did it wrong.
Oh, is it completely wrong?
I just missed out a whole section.
Well, look, Tim...
Do you do your first?
Okay. What, so you're going to try and do this on the fly while you're also listening to mine?
Yeah.
Right, this can only go well.
Oh, no. It's not that big of a deal. I can fix it.
Okay, well, I'll do mine first then.
You sure? I can do mine.
Okay, if you want to do yours first, then you do yours first.
Dinosaurs stop falling at a direction of light.
Okay.
From imply me when it's none ended.
Right.
Dinosaurs stop falling at a direction of light.
The same line as the first one.
No, I misread that.
Oh, did you just read out the first line?
Yeah, because they're very similar.
Oh, but not quite the same.
Dinosaurs stop falling to a overground when I couldn't hear it before I'd confused. I'm confused.
You are confused. Right, so what was the first line? Dinosaurs? For some reason, well, I know...
You'll know if you get...
I know this isn't the song.
No.
But when you first said overground, for some reason the only thing that went into my head was the Wombles.
I thought
it isn't the Wombles. I know it isn't the Wombles. That's not a guess. But so it's dinosaurs.
Stop falling.
Okay, so opposite of dinosaurs, men.
No.
Birds.
Yeah, there you go. Song over. Cool.
But is it?
Yeah.
Just one word. Birds.
Yeah.
Is the song called Birds?
It's not actually.
So birds start flying, I'd imagine.
Go.
Birds go flying.
Yeah, at a direction of light.
At a direction.
Yep.
Away from?
At is the same, by the way.
Okay, at
the direction.
Opposite of direction.
Mm-hmm. At the quantum level.
Still? Standing still?
No, not quite. It's something to do with how you can only know one but not the other of, I think it's...
Speed?
Correct.
Right, at the...
Yeah.
Birds go flying at the...
I feel like we've done this one before.
I can't quite figure this out. So what was it? A source of light was the next bit?
Yeah.
At the speed of sound?
Yeah.
Birds go... Why can't I figure... This isn't ringing any bells. But why birds go flying at the speed of sound? Oh no. This is probably obvious. Everyone's probably screaming at home.
It's fairly obvious.
So what's the next line?
From imply me when it none ended.
Right, so what was the first word?
From.
To?
Imply.
To suggest? To...
Yeah, along the same line.
Say?
It's another way of just directly...
Address.
Show.
Show, okay. To show...
Me.
You. To show you.
When.
Where?
No,
how?
Yep.
Show you how. Oh, no.
It is the same.
Show you how it's done?
None.
How it's all...
Ended.
All begun?
Began, yeah.
So,
Birds go flying at speed of sound to show you how it all began.
why is this not...
Do you feel like you know it?
Oh.
Do you feel like you know it? Do you have any idea? Sorry, that's singing.
Well, I don't know the song, no, I'm just guessing what the melody is. And then it's birds go flying through the sound again or something, or...
Yeah.
And then the line after that is...
Oh no, it's not actually the same line. It's
Okay.
Sorry, it's called creature because it's. I think that they change. Yeah. So it goes. Yeah. So it's still birds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's came. But that's kind of the same opposite as.
You go again.
Yeah.
Birds go dying.
Still flying, yeah.
Okay, we'll go flying.
What is, on there it says to
From
a
the
overground.
from the underground.
When
If
I
from the underground, if you
couldn't
could
hear.
see
Yep. It is the same.
see it.
I'd.
You'd.
Yep.
See you'd. As in you apostrophe D.
Yeah.
It's not like an ood with
Confused.
you. So it's you'd and the word opposite is confused. If you know, if you'd.
Another word for no. No, not so no. It's like a complete. You
See
have a
it,
complete.
view.
Complete.
What? Oh God.
If I explain something to you, hopefully you might now.
Learn.
Ooh, another
Understand?
word for that. Understand.
I just got to understand.
There you go. So
Jesus.
birds go flying,
Birds go
speed
flying.
of sound, see where it will begun.
Why
Birds
the
go
fuck
flying
can't I
from the
recognise
underground.
this?
If you can see it, then you'd understand.
Why the fuck can't I? Why can't I recognise this?
I feel like we have done this before, and you might not have understood. I can't really help you.
Well, I mean, so if again,
Do you want me to do the tune?
well, given that look, you can try and do the tune, which basically is me admitting defeat, but I just can't recognise it.
Birds go flying at the speed of sound to show you
This-
it all began.
This isn't helping.
Birds go flying from the underground. If you could see it, then you'd understand. When you could see it, then you'd understand. I think it's the end of the song.
Oh
It's the
right,
most famous line from the whole song.
is it?
Yeah, not really, because it's not their best
Well,
song.
look, I just can't. I can't.
It's Coldplay. Speed of Sound.
Oh,
It's by Coldplay, Speed of Sound.
right, okay. So I could have literally just guessed a phrase there, and I don't.
Well,
I,
you
I
wouldn't-
don't really
no.
know that many old Coldplay songs.
I'm not sure how old it
Or
is.
new ones, really.
It's just, yeah, I don't know many of the new ones. It's alright. It's not that great. I think my favourite one of their favourite one is Yellow. And
That's the first one you did.
it was, wasn't
Read
it?
out forwards.
It was. Paradise, I think. People say Paradise is overplayed. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's just good. It's like cheese, cheddar.
It's good.
It's because it's the best.
Right. Okay. So I think I'll just quickly I realise once people heard Speed of Sound, they're probably saying, well, like it's obvious now, but I just can't really. Look, I just didn't know.
It's alright.
didn't know the song. It happens.
I didn't know the answer to the news one.
Fair enough.
Live. Right, here
but
we go.
will you know the answer to my bottom of the alternative?
No.
Okay, it's a good start. But it goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
You'll destroy me, depression. I'll always be orange.
Orange.
I haven't all joy. Therefore, you'll never be lying. You're paralysed, apprehensive, specific point.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was going to go for longer.
No.
Okay. First line.
You'll destroy me, depression.
You'll destroy me, depression.
Yes.
I'll create me happiness. I'll create my happiness.
You're close.
Am I right with I'll?
Yes.
Create?
A simpler word for create.
Make.
I'll make.
I'll make my happiness.
It's not my, and it's a very because the opposited thing was me, so it'd be
I'll make you happy.
yeah, I'll make you happy. I'll always be
Wanna
orange.
Make you happy. That one. Is it the one that's really sad, but it's actually
No.
It's not that one. Who was that by again?
I can't even remember.
It was one about his parents being dead.
I can't remember.
It's part of the band you really like, and it's like the song he plays rarely, but he plays by himself, and it's about his parents both dying or something, and he just plays it sometimes on performances. I wanna make you happy. It's about this guy's parents died, and he just won't say they're looking down on him and they're proud of him.
Um,
Who's that by? That's not the song, is it?
no.
No.
I can't, for some reason, I can't think of who that is.
Do you know? Do you feel like...
I mean, you might be getting the lyric wrong, to be fair, I don't know. But,
Maybe. Oh, no, anyway. So
Anyway.
I'll make you happy.
yeah.
I'll make you
I'll
happy.
always be orange. I will be, actually.
You'll
Yes.
never
Never. B is the same. Couldn't really think of anything else. B.
be...
Opposite of orange.
Ooh.
Think of the colour wheel.
Colour wheel. Blue.
Blue!
You'll never be blue.
You'll never be blue.
Aw.
You'll never
I'll
be
make you happy.
You'll never be blue.
You'll never be blue.
Therefore... Oh, no, actually, no, that's another line. Ignore
What's
that.
that?
That's the line afterwards.
Sorry.
I'll haven't all joy.
You'll have... You'll never be joy.
Actually, no, technically,
Oh, no.
all is the wrong word. I should have gone for...
Oh, no.
I should have gone for yes.
No.
So you've gone for you'll have no and then joy. Obviously,
Sadness.
another word for sadness, but it also begins with S. It's a bit more severe sadness in a way.
Sorrow.
Sorrow.
You'll have no sorrow.
You'll have no sorrow.
You'll have no sorrow. I'll make you happy. You'll never be blue. You'll never have sorrow.
And then therefore...
After you've done a poo. There you go.
That isn't the line,
Okay.
but I wish it was. Therefore, you'll never be lying.
Otherwise?
Well, therefore, I'll tell you, because we always struggle with this one. It's because.
Because...
Or just cause.
No, because
You'll
I'll
never,
always...
and be is the same, lying.
I'll always be true.
Always be true. You're getting there.
Is that the end?
No, there's one other line.
So,
And
well,
this
no,
line-
so
and this-
I've forgotten the whole thing now.
Okay, well, you've got, so far, you've got, I'll make you happy.
I'll make you happy. You'll never be
be
blue.
blue. You'll have no
and
sorrow. Because I'll always be true. And then this last line actually reveals the title of the song.
Cool.
So, you're paralysed, apprehensive, specific point.
I'm free.
No, think of another. When you're paralysed, you cannot.
Move.
And what else?
Talk.
A bit.
Gesture.
No.
Express.
No.
Move. Just move.
No, how do I explain it? Because we used to actually use this quite a lot as the opposite.
Paralysed. Frozen.
Right.
Still.
No, it's not
Motion.
about being. Right. Okay, Tim.
Oh God, we've used paralysed before, but
Yeah.
I can't remember what I used it for. Oh God, what is it? Well, you
It's
can't.
feeling.
Oh fuck's sake, of course it is.
And I should probably give it. And then apprehensive, specific point.
Apprehensive.
Apprehensive is a bit. I kind of
don't- I
I did
forget-
kind of overcomplicate.
I can't.
apprehensive a
I've
bit,
never
I'm
been
gonna
able
be
to
honest.
explain what apprehensive even means. I'm
But apprehensive.
Unsure.
Well, let me put this with him. If you're apprehensive for something, you're worried about something that's going to something
Yeah.
bad will happen. When that bad thing doesn't happen, you will then feel
Relieved.
another word for relieved.
Relaxed.
It's a very short word for relieved.
Chill.
It can also be a word for happy. Tim starts. What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's just.
Were you thinking like? What were you even thinking?
Just.
You
No,
thinking like erect?
yeah. Pleasure.
Quality content.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. It's not pleasure.
So is
You're
it?
feeling I'm feeling pleasure.
I mean, let's be frank. After having a poo,
You.
it feels pretty good. You don't go, man, that is really uncomfortable. You just go, oh, it's done. That was great.
Do you want me to just tell you what it is?
I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
Or just tell you the word, or tell you what the song is?
Just tell you what the word is.
The word is glad.
Glad. You'll be glad. No,
I'm feeling glad.
I'm feeling glad.
Specific point.
Vague.
No.
Sort of.
No.
I don't know. I don't know the song.
Okay.
I don't know who he's
The song, and revealing what that word is, and the last
Yeah.
thing happened. The song is glad all over.
Never heard of it, I'm afraid.
You've not heard of glad all over? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well there you
Sorry,
go.
I'm
then
sorry.
again, I didn't hear speed of sound.
Anticlimax.
It's quite anticlimactic.
Sorry.
Normally,
Who's it by?
it is by well on the thing here.
Yeah.
It's listed as the Dave Clark 5.
Who's that?
Well, I don't know if that's a cover or not because there's also ones here referencing the Beatles. But that might be a different song. But it's still called Glad All Over. I'll just get Glad.
I don't know. Can't think. I'm sorry. Sorry. Just be
No.
Glad.
No. It's by the Dave Clark 5 because the Beatles one they have a song called Glad All Over, but it is in fact a different song.
Okay.
And on that anticlimax.
Sorry.
It does happen sometimes because
we both just don't know.
Sometimes there isn't Hollywood drama.
There is not much you can do about it. It
just happens. So on that note, I think that brings us to the end of the podcast. So thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed it, then please do subscribe to whatever you happen to be listening on. As we implored earlier, then do please get in contact with us. You can email us at twointhebushpodcast@gmail.com or get us on Twitter @twoinbushpod and give us feedback and tell us what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, everything else. We said it earlier, you probably would have heard it then, but we do want to stress that if you want to give us feedback in a slightly different way, but in a more kind of helping on iTunes sort of way, then do give us a review. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, whatever else. It's very helpful.
Is there like a review thing on SoundCloud?
Not on SoundCloud, no.
But on the others, iTunes and stuff.
iTunes definitely. I'm not entirely sure about Stitcher, but I think so.
Whatever it means.
Yeah, whatever means you can if you're listening on Stitcher. Hi, Brian. But
let's just hope they're not all safe spaces when you can't leave any kind of comments whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, I'll be honest, but I probably should know the podcast providers better, but that's where we are.
Or on YouTube. YouTube's easiest.
On YouTube, if you're listening on
thumbs
YouTube.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, and comments.
And comments, yes. What else have I got to talk about?
Your own one.
Well, yes, I think I mentioned it earlier, or it might have been on Feed Rich, I don't know. It's all blurred into one, the recording session today. But if you want to hear more of me and want to hear me talking about wrestling, then go over to my solo wrestling podcast called Throwing the Book. It's about fantasy booking, hence the name. Mm-hmm. We're up to 7 episodes now, which is quite a lot. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend going over there if you don't like wrestling because it would be quite confusing. But
it's your thing.
It's my thing.
It's always many people's thing.
It is.
Is it more an American thing, right? Definitely more an American thing, correct?
Well,
you wouldn't say so.
Well, I mean, it's kind of America. Well, the thing is, America has a lot more wrestling fans in general, but it's because they have more people.
More people. So what do you think percentage wise?
I'd probably say about 50-50.
You think so?
But in terms of population, if you scale it up to population, I think it's got the same sort of niche in the American population that it has the UK population.
I guess. What about the rest of Europe?
Again, that depends. I know Germany likes quite a lot.
Germany likes, did you say?
Yeah, they've got quite a big promotion there, WXW. It's quite... so.
Wow.
But anyway, I'm not going to bore you with wrestling or population spreads for any longer. So, Tim...
And when I go to university, one day there might be one where I could give you some tips and tricks on how not to university.
That's an idea that's in your head.
It inevitably doesn't work, but that may come.
It'd be like, is it Ricky Gervais' thing, Afterlife? Is it Afterlife?
Yeah.
Where he's a life coach, but his own life's falling apart.
Yes.
It'd be like that. You're coaching on university, but you're just getting really badly at it. And on that it's kind of a dig. I feel bad.
Well, that's kind of reminds me of the phrase, do what I say, not what I do.
Yes. With that, Tim, say goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me.